it's Disney Girl here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys all of Disney's Magic Kingdom's game Tower Challenge number 7 leaks. So as you guys know, Chapter 1 has already started. It started yesterday. So if you guys want to check on the characters and stuff like that you will need for Chapter 1, you guys can either watch my live stream that I did yesterday, or you guys can check your own kingdoms to find out what characters you will need to challenge the tower. So I'm just going to be showing you guys what you guys will need for chapters 2 and 3 of the Tower Challenge. So again, each chapter is 5 days. So in about 4 days, we are going to need to make sure the following characters are all ready to go. So what I've decided to do, instead of just taking a whole bunch of transparent images and putting them all together for you guys to be able to see, I thought it would be better just to show you guys the characters here in the actual game itself, and then that way too you guys can see my character levels, which I think will be actually pretty helpful for you guys, so you guys can sort of know as I'm sort of going through this. You guys will be able to sort of see how strong my collections are, and then two, that will kind of give me an opportunity to share with you guys how I think I will do in chapters 2 and 3. So we'll start with chapter 2, and we'll start with slot number 1. So remember, there are 5 different slots that can challenge the tower. So we'll start with the first slot. The first slot is going to be for the Cinderella collection. There are no other collections that are going to be able to help for slot 1. It's just going to be 4 Cinderella characters. So the first character that you guys are going to need to make sure that you have got leveled up and ready is Cinderella. And my Cinderella is maxed out, so that is obviously going to be very useful. If you guys have a smaller kingdom, Cinderella is one of those characters that you get fairly early on, so hopefully you guys will have an opportunity now to level her up at least once or twice before the chapter starts. The second character, the next character we will need from the Cinderella collection is the Fairy Godmother. My Fairy Godmother is maxed out as well, so again, this is going to really help for the first slot. The third Cinderella character you guys will need is Anastasia Tremaine. She takes a little bit longer, I find, to level up and stuff like that. So I would try and make sure if you guys have her at a 4 or something like that, I would definitely maybe today or tomorrow get her to a 5, and then maybe you'll be able to upgrade her one more time before the start of chapter 2. Now, let's look at the last character, the fourth character that you guys will need for the Cinderella collection for the first slot, and that is Lady Tremaine. So all of my Cinderella characters, as you guys saw, are all maxed out. So again, this is going to make my first slot there very strong, which I'm really happy about. So that's great. So again, just a quick recap: Cinderella, Fairy Godmother, Anastasia, and Lady Tremaine. The second slot is going to include 2 collections. The first collection that we will talk about is the Lion King. Now, this is a little bit weird how they've done this. They normally don't do this sort of thing. Add the kind of Tower Challenge characters that we're using and stuff like that to either collect either refresh tokens or for the characters or whatever. They usually don't throw this character in or these types of characters in, but they did for this. So this is what's making this Tower Challenge a little bit different. So from the Lion King, you will need 1 character, okay? So this slot number 2, is going to be shared with Monsters, Inc. And so Timon is going to be the only character from the Lion King that is going to be useful here. Again, a little bit of a weird choice that they threw this in, but I guess c'est la vie, right? We're getting something a little bit different here, which again, I think they try and do for us. That way it kind of just keeps us on our toes, changes things up so that we can't always necessarily predict everything that they're going to do, because otherwise, literally, I think we would be able to. So I think this is a way for them to sort of keep us on our toes. So Timon, he's a level 9 for me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him to a level 10, but we'll sort of see how that sort of plays out. A 9 is still very strong, so I am really happy with that. So for the second slot, you will also need the Monsters, Inc. collection. So not everybody, but you're going to need quite a few of the characters. You are going to need Boo. Boo is a premium character, so she is for gems or real money in the game. Mine is a level 9, so again, she is strong enough definitely to challenge the tower and do quite well for me. I may try and max her out, but again, it's not going to be my number 1 priority right now. So next we have got Mike Wazowski. Now Mike Wazowski is a level 10. Again, he has been for quite some time, but Boo I just got like in the last couple of months, so that's why she isn't maxed out yet. I should have got her when I was working on the Monsters Inc. collection, but I just didn't invest in her at the time, and I decided to invest in her mostly because I wanted like the dialogue and stuff like that, and two, I was like I'd seen her in other tower challenges, and I was like, you know what, I could actually use this character to my advantage if I actually sort of bring in some of these paid characters and stuff like that. So we ended up deciding to, and now she's a level 9, and Mike Wazowski being a 10, again, this does help make this collection quite strong. The next character is going to be Sully. Mine is maxed out, which is fantastic. After that, we are going to need one more Monsters Inc. character, and it's the villain, guys. It is Randall Boggs. So Randall is going to be that other character. Now, I'm pretty sure if you guys are like a medium-sized kingdom, not a small, but medium-sized, you might already have Randall, but maybe you haven't like worked on maxing him out. I would say now is the time maybe to kind of push that along and try and get him a little bit higher for sure, if not totally maxed out. So quick recap here of the second slot. Lion King, Monsters Inc. The only Lion King character is going to be Timon, and then it is going to be Boo, Sully, Mike Wazowski, and Randall. All right. The third slot is going to include Lion King again and Dumbo. So Lion King, there's only going to be one character for this one, and it is going to be Pumbaa! So Pumbaa is going to be useful. Now, if you guys are trying to get Pumbaa because you don't have him in your kingdom yet, he is available in Chapter 1 right now for 1,500 event currency. So you guys should be able to hopefully, even if you're a baby kingdom, be able to at least bring him into your kingdom for Chapter 2. I'm not saying he's going to be very high if you guys are just bringing him in, but he at least will be able to help you out, challenge the tower, and at least have somebody in that slot. Now, Dumbo characters. This is where things are going to get a bit tricky, at least for me. If you guys are a very big kingdom and you've really worked on pushing your main storyline along, then this may not be a problem. But I don't have any of the Dumbo characters yet. I haven't even unlocked the collection. And I'm still working on Peter Pan. So pretty much we have got a little bit of a problem here. Dumbo, we've got the Ringmaster. Okay, so he's the premium character for this. So again, not everybody's going to have him if you're just playing the game without using any real money or anything. Then we have got Dumbo himself, and then Timothy Mouse. So all of the Dumbo characters are going to be used, and then again, just Pumbaa. So this is not looking good for me. I do have Pumbaa at a 10, but he is currently working on collecting for Bonsai, so I'm hoping to have Bonsai, hopefully for the start of Chapter 2. That way this won't really interfere with anything too much. Again, I just am a little bit worried because of what they're going to do for Chapter 3, which I will sort of discuss a little bit more if you're wondering, like, oh, why does it matter for Pumbaa and collecting for Bonsai? Like, we have, you know, the whole tower challenge. I will explain why in just a minute. I just want to finish with Chapter 2 here. So the featured collection, guys, that it's going to include basically the limited time event characters is going to be Princess and the Frog. So Princess and the Frog, we're looking at using pretty much everybody. We're working on using Prince Naveen. Mine is a level 9. We're also using Princess Tiana. She is an 8. I might try and level her up one more time because she's 16 hours before Chapter 2 starts. If not, then I will do it maybe after I send her to challenge the tower the first time, and then she'll be one of those characters I send to get to a level 9 by then. It just depends. I'm not totally sure on like maybe what her character token conflicts and stuff. I'm a little bit worried about that at the moment, especially if I'm working on leveling up anybody else. So Eudora, she would be a smart choice because if you guys look, I actually have a whole bunch of additional character tokens for her. So that again is going to be super helpful. Like I have 44 of 35 of the pincushion, so that's already going to help me to sort of progress to maxing her out. So I think that she might be a better choice for me to do over Tiana. So we'll see, but I might decide to do that instead. And she's only 25,000 magic, so it's a little bit better. Then we have got Miss Charlotte LaBeouf, who is my personal favorite Princess and the Frog character. I just think she's absolutely hilarious. Now, I do not want to max her out regardless, just because I'm hoping one day DMK will give us her princess sort of costume, like her big pink dress. So I'm hoping that that does happen. I do like this look on her, but I just feel the color of it's a little bit blah, so I do hope one day we will get that, and I do want the welcome screen, because our current welcome screen is like totally perfect if they were to add that big dress. So fingers crossed, guys, that Miss Charlotte LaBeouf will eventually get a costume. Then we are looking at Dr. Facilier, who I actually just leveled up recently. I didn't know that he was going to be useful. I assumed he might be maybe in the next one, but it was possible this one that they were going to pull the Princess and the Frog. So I have been working on them just like a tiny bit. So Dr. Facilier here, he is a level 8 now. He probably won't be a 9, but I'll be happy with him being an 8. He'll still be pretty powerful. Then we have got Mama Odie. So again, these are the characters, guys, that are taking up that 4th slot here. Mama Odie is a level 8. She could be, again, another useful one to work on to get to a 9. Even if it is during the chapter, I'll just send her out to challenge a tower, send her for the 16 hours before I refresh all the characters and stuff, so that way she'll be used again the next day and I won't miss out on anything. Then, okay, the 5th and final slot, guys, and this is the character who is not going to be getting tired, so you will not need to use refresh tokens on this character. It is Lewis. So my Lewis is a level 8. He would be probably my most beneficial character to get to a 9, again, because he doesn't get tired. So if I do get him to a 9, that would be a huge bonus for me. So he is actually going to be the one that I'm going to be probably doing like in the next day or so. So Lewis is going to be a guaranteed 9 by the time chapter 2 actually starts, because again, like once it starts, Lewis is going to be constantly going every single time I challenge the tower. So there's going to be no ifs, ands, or buts, questions, nothing about this. He is going to be extremely useful. If you guys don't have Lewis, he should be a character like Frozone for chapter 1 that is going to be in a bundle. So if you guys don't have him yet, you guys will have the opportunity to purchase him, and it should come in his bundle. It should come with some character tokens and stuff that you guys will actually be able to level him up to like a 2, maybe even a 3 right away. So just so you guys know, that is a possibility there for you. Next, guys, we are moving on to chapter 3, and this is where things get a little bit weird, I'm gonna say, because I'm not super pleased with how they did this. When I first saw these, I was quite upset with how they displayed this and how they like showed this character being there. I was like, what? Why would you do this to me? So the first character, guys, that you are going to need for slot number 1 of chapter 3, we're going to need Toy Story characters and Lion King. Now, the Toy Story characters is going to be useful for smaller baby kingdoms, obviously, but for bigger ones, this, I guess, really the hardest part for this is going to be the character that they're including. For everybody. This is not just going to go for big or small kingdoms. It's just going to be everybody. They are using Bonsai. Yes, Bonsai, the character that we are trying to collect in this tower challenge. Right now, he is the 3rd sort of additional character there that we can collect sort of throughout the tower challenge. Yeah, so anyways, we actually have to use him. I need to get him into my kingdom ASAP. That way I can level him up maybe once or twice to actually be able to use him for chapter 3. So I feel like this is a little bit mean. They would include Bonsai, but basically I'll just use Bonsai probably once a day, and then I'll use my other characters. That way, like, I don't need to use refresh tokens on him. I probably won't, because he won't be high enough, and especially because I do have my other characters nice and high. So the next character, or I guess the first one that you will need here from Toy Story, is going to be Jessie. My Jessie's a level 10. If you guys are a small kingdom, Jessie comes very early on, so you'll be able to use her. Then we have actually got Rex, okay? So Rex is a premium character, so if you guys don't have him, he might be worth investing in for the start of chapter 3. So invest in him now. If you guys don't have him, it would be worth it for sure. Then I know I'm skipping around, going back to the Lion King here. We're looking at 2 other characters, okay? So this other character is probably only going to challenge the tower once as well, and this is going to be Timon. Again, my Timon's pretty good. I'm not too worried about that. It's just more the fact that he's useful for other things right now. So probably not going to be using him too much, but at least once for sure. And the other character is Scar. Dun dun dun. So if basically I'm going to use any refresh tokens, it'll be on Rex or Jessie, just because they are the ones that are maxed out for me. Scar is really good too. I've been working on him very, very slowly over the last, I don't know what, since Halloween, I guess. So yeah, I've had him over 6 months, so that's good. And I've been working on leveling him up. Now, again, it does take a long time. His character token drops are epic, so yeah. And I know that I had to work super hard on getting Belle. Actually, I should equip her in her formal dress there, but I remember I did need to have them quite high, Belle and Beast, in order to actually collect the ears hat. So that was just something that was a little bit interesting there. And then we can see too right now the mouse. The only problem with the mouse is that, well, it's Timon and Pumbaa mostly. I mean, obviously Gaston, but Timon and Pumbaa every 4 hours is way more efficient. But right now, you know what? That's helping me out with Bonsai. So that's not obviously the best option for me right now. Now, the jumping jellyfish is one of those attractions you can find in Merlin's shop. I would definitely recommend investing in that if you guys have some extra elixirs kicking around. You can also get Scar's character tokens, guys, in Merlin's shop, but I'm really not willing to do any investing with my elixirs on that. It's just not worth it. He's a 9, he's good enough. Now, if I did have Simba and Nala, I would be able to use Zazu and Rafiki, but unfortunately, I don't have either one of those characters from The Lion King yet, and there are no Lion King legendary chests right now, so I don't know how this is going to work for me. I figured they would have them, but they don't, so I really don't know what to say about that. So anyways, a quick recap here. We've got Bonsai, Jessie, Rex, Scar, and Timon for slot number 1 for chapter 3. Now, slot number 2 is going to include Lion King and Tangled characters. So we are looking at using Pumbaa again in this chapter. Again, he's maxed out, so that's going to be fantastic. We are also going to be looking at using Zazu. So this is the first time we'll be looking at using Zazu here, which is great. My Zazu's a level 9. He could go to a 10, so this might be something I think about doing if I have the time before chapter 3. But I'll keep you guys updated on whether or not I'm going to max him out by the start of chapter 3. Again, just depending on the other characters I decide to do and that sort of thing leading up to it. So if you guys want to stay posted on what I decide to do with Zazu, then guys, just check out my channel again. Alright, next we are looking at the Tangled characters. So there's only going to be 2 Tangled characters used, and they are going to be, dun dun dun, can you guess? Maximus. This is actually going to give Maximus something to do in my kingdom. I find the one thing with Maximus is that he's a little bit annoying when you want to send him on quests on his own, because the highest amount of hours he can go out on his own is only 4. Otherwise, you gotta pair him with Rapunzel or Flynn, and to be honest, I really need Rapunzel working on some other things right now, and Flynn, well, he's usually busy doing other things. I think he was working on helping me collect some stuff recently as well, so Maximus is one of those characters that can be extremely helpful with Mother Gothel and stuff like that, but then after, unless it's a tower challenge, I find he's one of those ones that sending home might not be the worst idea ever. Again, unless you're checking your kingdom every 4 hours, but again, he can be a little bit annoying that way. Alright, so just a quick recap here. Slot number 2 is Lion King and Tangled. So we've got Maximus, Rapunzel, Pumbaa, and Zazu. Now, slot number 3 is going to include 3 collections, which is a little bit different here. So we'll start up at the Lion King once again. the first character that we're going to need is Nala. And as you guys can see, this is not my strongest position right now. Yeah, it kind of isn't that great. Now, chapter 2 actually is proving at the moment to be sort of like my worst, just because I don't have any Dumbo characters, and yeah, Pumbaa is probably going to be busy doing other stuff. So that's why Bonsai is super important to get in ASAP. So no Nala, but I will have the chance to collect her in the Tower Challenge for the start of Chapter 3. She is going to be one of those characters that we're going to be able to try and collect. So that is going to be great. So at least I'll have her at least to challenge a tower at least once. Now in terms of points and stuff like that, this doesn't really bode well for points using her and stuff like that. But I do have a pretty strong fourth and fifth slot, I guess, actually. So I will explain sort of what might actually save me for the points and everything in Chapter 3. Now, I really need a lot of refresh tokens, though. If I don't have a lot of refresh tokens, this will not work. So I need to try and see and maybe have a bit of a strategy for those refresh tokens right now. But anyway, so we got Nala. Then we're looking at Toy Story. So Toy Story, we are going to need... Oh, I went too far. Sarge. So Sarge we do get early enough on in the kingdom, so he's at least unlocked for you guys to collect. So if you guys are a smaller kingdom, work on Sarge for sure, because he is going to be the character probably that you're going to want to refresh a couple of times for sure. So my Sarge is maxed out, so that is obviously going to compensate a little bit for me not having Nala yet. Then we're looking at the Jungle Book. So let me go down to the Jungle Book here. We are going to be using Bagheera, who is currently a level 9. Now, he is one of those characters I am going to probably try and max out for the start of Chapter 3. So again, in 24 hours, so this is going to definitely take a little bit for sure. But not overly worried, even if he stays in 9, but I am going to try and get him to a 10. Now, I am in a similar position with King Louie, who is going to be the other character we are going to use. He is ready to max out, so I think that if I want to have a pretty strong third slot, we're looking at trying to make sure that I get Bagheera and King Louie maxed out, just again, compensate for Nala. So there you guys have it. So I'll quickly review for slot number 3, Lion King, Toy Story, and Jungle Book characters. So Bagheera, King Louie, Nala, and Sarge. In the 4th slot, we are looking at using a limited time collection. Now this is what's going to save me, guys, and this is what I was talking about earlier. This is going to save me. We are using the Little Mermaid. Yay! Hashtag excitement. So we are going to need Sebastian. Now, guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, all of my Little Mermaid characters are maxed out. I worked very hard on this collection just because I loved the storyline and the dialogue. So I just kind of pushed through, maxed everybody out. So this is going to be one of those sort of situations where I'm like, yeah, super happy about this. So Sebastian's going to be used. Scuttle is going to be used. Ariel is going to be used. King Triton is going to be used. Flounder and Ursula. Now, you guys may have noticed that I skipped over Prince Eric. The reason why I skipped over Prince Eric is because guess what? He gets his own slot. He is not going to get tired. He is a fearsome prince, and naturally, he doesn't need refresh tokens. He is going to be the one that sort of is my glue to, obviously, Chapter 3. Like, if I didn't have him maxed out, I would definitely be working on that right now, but I do. So I feel like Chapter 3, because of my strong Little Mermaid collection, I think it is going to really save me, especially with the whole bonsai thing being there, and then not having Nala. I feel like that's really gonna help me out. So that is all the characters, guys, that are going to be used, which is absolutely fantastic. So again, the featured collections or limited time collections that you guys are going to need to work on in your kingdom are going to be Princess and the Frog for Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, The Little Mermaid. Now, if you guys don't have, as I said, Louis or Prince Eric, don't worry about it, guys. You will have a chance to actually purchase these two characters in a bundle at the start of the chapter. Now, you do have to wait till the start of the chapter. Unfortunately, that's the one downside, but you guys, again, will have that opportunity to get these other characters too in Legendary Chests, which will, again, be available for the duration of the chapter. So yeah, that is all of the characters. That is the leaks, guys. So I would really make sure you guys focus on Princess and the Frog, Little Mermaid if you guys have them. If you don't, work on trying to collect the Lion King characters that are going to be available in the Tower Challenge. Obviously, if you guys don't have those characters and attractions and you can purchase them with your event currency, even if it means you don't get Shanzi, you guys are still going to have a very successful Tower Challenge. Even if you guys only add a couple of characters and a couple of attractions, hey, that is helping your kingdom out way more than it was before. So hopefully you guys have found the leaks helpful. If you guys did, make sure to give this video a big Mickey thumbs up. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe and hit that bell for post notifications, because I do lots of live streams on the channel and stuff like that to try and help you guys out at the start of every chapter. So also too, I wanted to let you guys know that I do have another channel going, Potter Girl. So I focus on Harry Potter games and stuff like that, like Wizards Unite, Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. I'm going to be doing Lego in a little bit. So if you guys want to check out any of those videos and that channel, there will be a link at the end of this one, also too in my description to that channel, so you guys can go ahead and check it out if you want to. So thanks guys for watching, and we will see you for the next Disney's Magic Kingdoms game video. Bye!